All right.
Council meeting 6:30.
All right, I'd like to open the meeting this evening with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Hagedorn. Here. Ms. McElfresh.
Present.
Mr. Hickman.
Present.
Ms. Cloyd.
Present.
Mr. Funk. Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Graves.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. I will take a motion to excuse Mr. Funk from tonight's meeting.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All right. I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Ms. Cloyd, to excuse Mr. Funk to excuse Mr. Funk. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Motion carried. We'll move into approval of the minutes, and I will take a motion.
Motion.
No.
I move to approve the council minutes for March 23rd, 2026, special session, and March 24th, 2026, regular meeting.
All right. I have a motion by Mr. Graves. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Hagedorn, to approve the minutes for the March 23rd, 2026 special session and March 24th, 2026 regular meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Do we have any visitor cards this evening?
No, ma'am.
All right. Are there any committee reports? Hearing none, I will take a motion to enter into executive session.
I move to enter into executive session to consider the purchase of property for public purposes or the sale of property at competitive bidding, since premature disclosure of information would give an unfair competitive or bargaining advantage to a person whose personal, private interest is adverse to the public interest.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Hickman, to enter into executive session. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. McElfresh.
Yes.
Mr. Hickman.
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mr. Graves.
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn. Motion carried.
Okay. I will take a motion to return from executive session. All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Ayes have it, so moved. There is no old business, so we're going to move right into new business. All right, so we have a public hearing for ordinance number 2026-07. I'll open the public hearing for ordinance number 2026-07 with the statement of purpose and procedure. The public hearings will be run as follows. The request will be presented by the Development Department. Following the presentation, anyone wishing to speak in favor of the proposal will be given an opportunity to speak. After all proponents have spoken, the opponents will be given an opportunity to present their case. Speakers are asked not to repeat the same ideas which have been previously presented, but indicate that they agree with a previous speaker. All persons speaking are subject to cross-examination and must be sworn. Council can question any speaker after they have completed their presentation. Once the public hearing is closed, individual speakers have no right to comment during the discussion by council members. Anyone that wishes to speak during the public hearing, please rise and repeat after me. All right. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. All right. So at this time, we will have a presentation by the Development Department. Thank you.
I'll speak more clearly in here. I apologize. So this case, or good evening, members of council.
Good evening.
This case is to rezone 3500 Salzman Road from light industrial to heavy industrial to align the property with industrial growth patterns in the region. This application was submitted by Larissa Addison on behalf of Insight Real Estate Investment Properties LLC. The proposed site is approximately 47.1 acres. Here's an aerial of the site, recognizable by the the previous Kohl's distribution facility. Hey Beth. Oh, there we go. Here's the zoning for the site, showing that it is currently light industrial. To the west, you have Kroger Fulfillment Center. To the east, you have Lemon Township. And then to the north, you have empty kind of parcels at the moment. Here's a view of the site, the southern part of the building from Salzman, looking northeast. Here's the building at the main entrance, looking east from Salzman, and the north part of the building looking southeast from Salzman. With this kind of process, the rezone is required to go through kind of a zoning map amendment, and the following review criterias are kind of associated and reviewed as part of this. The first one, kind of all applicable common review criteria be shown, and the request meets all the review criteria. One common review criteria asks whether it's consistent with the comprehensive plan. The request meets the this particular criteria with regards to economic development, as it seeks to create more diverse tax base, well-paying jobs, and also protects the community character by reusing a recently closed industrial facility. Changing conditions. Although the conditions have not necessarily changed since the adoption of the current code, in the spring of 2024, some trends indicate growth in the region, specifically along the I-75 corridor, with development patterns shifting towards heavier intensity logistics and manufacturing operations. With impact mitigation, typically any development has an impact on the natural environment, but in this case there will be none until a user occupies the space. If and when the site improves, whether with alterations or site kind of improvements with a user, those improvements will be required to meet and exceed all Ohio building codes, state fire codes, and any applicable city standards, as well as relevant environmental standards from the EPA. Common needs. Zoning amendment will facilitate job growth, providing more appealing opportunity for prospective businesses to occupy a recently closed Kohl's location. The closure of the facility had a significant impact on the city, with the loss of more than 700 jobs. Any ability to bring fresh manufacturing logistics businesses to reclaim the site would be extremely beneficial to the city and the local workforce. Strategic objectives. The proposal aligns with council's objectives, designating the area as heavy industrial use, who allows for a large recently closed facility to be redeveloped and once again become impactful facility for the city and local workforce. The proposal directly supports the city's goal in fostering job creation, expanding local tax base, and attracting long-term private investment. And then, as just a disclaimer, no single factor listed above may control, and not all factors may be applicable to each case. Each case shall be determined on its own facts. And that is what I have for the rezone. I do have a folder included in this folder of exhibits. I included the Planning Commission staff report, the recommendation from Planning Commission, and the legal notice for publication.
Thank you. I have seen this.
And I can answer any questions that council may have.
Mr. Cole, I have a question. It's a very general question, and perhaps from a position of naivete, but generally speaking, going from light industrial to heavy industrial, I understand that we are looking to do impact mitigation, but what is the potential for what we might have to pass or endure or look out for, just knowing that there are some vegetation sites nearby to this property? How do we move forward in making certain that this decision doesn't have less than neutral impacts to those neighboring sites?
Yeah, I think that it's any future user in this building will have to follow all state and federal regulations, whether that be with the Ohio EPA. That will be a big one with vegetation and kind of impacts if it is a heavy industrial user. When it comes to our standards, any site improvement would move it to the portion of site plan review and would bring the code into appliance in this case. So before any site work can be done or anything too impactful on surrounding neighborhood or like surrounding properties occurs, it would need to go through the proper channels before staff allows it to occur. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple issues. One is this on. The building cannot have any additional tax abatements because it already was abated when Kohl's was in. So you can't like have another one on the same building. If they were to build an expansion, like the expansion could be eligible, but that would still come back to council for approval. And I'm not sure if that site can be, like if they could expand it anymore or not. I'm not sure.
So right now, they can't, there's no tax abatements involved with this. Well, so then the only thing is what happens if some fertilizer company comes in and brings in a bunch of dead animals and stinks the place up? You know what I'm saying?
So, no, I completely understand your question. So we will review any user, any new business to our permitted use table, and it must meet those requirements. So things like data center or like battery reclamation things, we have a whole list of prohibited uses. And I do believe that kind of animal parts like that is on that list. Junkyards would be on that list. So we do have a list of, even if it's not on the prohibited use list, does not mean that it's necessarily permitted in heavy industrial. And to add to that is our permitted use table, if it's not listed, it's strictly prohibited. So we do list out uses that are permitted, and if it's not on there and is not closely related to a permitted use, then it is expressly prohibited.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, that was it.
Cool.
Thank you.
And I will note that someone with Insight was supposed to be here this evening, but they were flying out of Chicago and was not able to get out before the weather. So nobody from Insight will be here tonight.
Well, I'm going to ask this question. Are there any proponents who would like to present? Okay, hearing none. Are there any opponents that would like to present? Hearing none. Are there any additional questions from council regarding this subject? Any additional remarks for Department of Development? Okay. Hearing none. I will take a motion to accept the documents for the record. Thank you very much.
So moved.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it, so carried. Is there any discussion by council regarding this ordinance? Hearing none, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance rezoning real property containing approximately 47.1 acres, more or less, located at 3500 Salzman Road, from LI Light Industrial to HI Heavy Industrial zoning.
All right. Ordinance number 2026-07 will appear on the next agenda for a second reading. Moving on to ordinance number 2026-08. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance approving a final plat for Section 100B in the Stony Brook subdivision.
All right. Any discussion on this ordinance? Hearing none. Ordinance number 2026-08 will be on the next agenda for a second reading. And moving on to emergency ordinance number 2026-09. Please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to amend the lease agreement between the City of Monroe and Oakland Farms Incorporated and declaring an emergency.
All right, any discussion on this subject?
Yeah, I have one. I want to amend Exhibit A, number 2, where it says Oakland Farms. I want to amend that to Oakland Farms shall pay the city a rent of $1,500 for the lease payable on November 15th, 2026.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Hickman, seconded by Mr. Hagedorn. We have to suspend the rule first,
yeah, I'm
okay? So
sorry.
we're ahead of ourselves.
We
So
didn't-
let's back this train up. Okay, all right. Do I have a motion to suspend the rule regarding the reading of ordinance number?
Actually, can I say something real quick?
Okay.
The actual, that was just an exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
The actual ordinance, it doesn't have that in it, so
I think the question, we have to suspend if we want it to be an
We can
emergency
amend it.
ordinance.
the
We have
emergency
to make
part
an
of it.
emergency
Okay,
Yes,
I'm
ordinance.
that
sorry.
is where
Yes.
we're at.
Sorry.
Okay.
I forgot it was an emergency.
That's okay. So, do I have a motion to suspend the rule requiring the reading of ordinance number 2026-09 on 2 separate days and authorize its adoption on the first reading?
I move to suspend the rule requiring the reading of ordinance number 2026-09 on 2 separate days and authorize its adoption on the first reading.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
So,
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Hagedorn, to suspend the rule requiring the reading of ordinance number 2026-09 on 2 separate days and authorize its adoption on the first reading. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now, do I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-09 as amended? Can we do that?
Yes, you can. Just because we hadn't done the motion, could
Here,
you go
I'll
ahead and do it
say
again,
it
Todd?
again.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll say it again. I move to amend the Exhibit A, number 2, and have it read, Oakland Farms shall pay the city a rent of $1,500 for the lease payable on November 15th, 2026.
Okay, so we have, I have a motion and a second for the adopted ordinance number 2026-09.
We have a motion to amend, so
Yeah.
for a
motion
motion
to
and a second, our first and second on the motion to amend.
All right. So we have a motion by Mr. Hickman with a seconded, and I don't even know who seconded. Hagedorn. Mr. Hagedorn seconded that, to amend, right, ordinance number 2026-09.
I move to adopt the amendment to ordinance number 2026-09.
Second.
Now, okay, all right, there we go. Can we have a roll call vote, please? All right.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Ms. McElfresh.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, moving on to ordinance number 2026-10. Please read the ordinance by title only.
I got a
Mr.
question.
Hickman, do you,
Oh,
We just approved the amendment. Now we got to approve, correct?
no?
We approved to amend it. Now we got to approve the
I
ordinance.
thought we did that.
We did the emergency part of it.
And then we did the
We
amendment.
moved to amend and we voted on the amendment.
Now we
That's right.
got to do the emergency ordinance number.
As amended.
Sorry.
Goodness.
I have a motion I guess you want to read that. Okay, you read it.
I move to adopt ordinance number 2026-09 as amended.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Hickman to adopt, right? Amended ordinance number 2026-09, correct?
Yes.
Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Ms. McElfresh?
Yes,
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Motion carried.
and we're done with that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Good, all right. Just making sure. All right, moving along. To ordinance number 2026-10, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance to amend the lease agreement between the City of Monroe and Majors Farms.
All right, is there any discussion on this matter?
I have one. Does this need to be an emergency since we're doing an emergency on the other one?
The dates of the contract are different, council, so the Oakland Farms Incorporated expires very soon. Majors Farms expires at the end of May.
True. All right, any questions on this? Hearing none. Ordinance number 2026-10 will be on the next agenda for a second reading. All right, moving on to ordinance number 2026-11. Please read this ordinance by title only.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an excess sales contract and any related documents for the acquisition of certain property owned by McDonald's Real Estate Company.
All right, any discussion on this? Ordinance number 2026-11 will be on the next agenda for a second reading. Resolution number 19-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a memorandum of understanding by and between the City of Monroe and Metro Parks of Butler County Metro Parks, Miami Conservancy District, and Monroe Area Community Improvement Corporation.
All right, is there any discussion on this subject? All right, do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 19-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 19-2026.
I have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Hagedorn, to adopt resolution number 19-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn? Yes. Ms. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Resolution number 20-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract renewal by and between the City of Monroe and Pavement Management Group for pavement condition rating.
Any discussion? Questions by council? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 20-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 20-2026.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Brown, to adopt resolution number 20-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
No.
Ms. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, resolution number 21-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution accepting the lowest and/or best bid submitted for the 2026 pavement resurfacing and striping program, and authorize the city manager to enter into a contract by and between the City of Monroe and John R. Jurgensen Company for said project.
Thank you. Any discussion?
I do have a quick question. This is the third year in a row that we've had a budget of $1.5 million, and this is the third year in a row that we've barely or met 50% of the amount budgeted. Why is that?
So the city budgets each year in our capital program for resurfacing. And with that, we do an engineer's estimate before we go out for public bid. This year, we got the bid out earlier, so we got better pricing on each of the line items.
Okay. I mean, if we're budgeting this amount of money, if we're not meeting it, why are we not doing a second round of bidding to try to utilize this money every year? I mean, it makes no sense to budget twice of what we're gonna spend. I mean, we've done this for 3 years. We're spending the same amount that we were when we were budgeting $800,000 or $900,000, but now we're budgeting 1.5 and we're not utilizing what we budget. So why are we budgeting 1.5 every year? It seems like it's a broken record.
So you're saying like get more roads resurfaced and
I mean, if we have
repaved,
the
or
budget money
drop
for
the
it,
budget
why are we
down?
not utilizing it and doing more each year when our roads are falling further and further behind?
Mr. Burton, do you have context?
I can speak a little bit to the utilization of the budgeted funds anyways. So we did budget 1.5 million last year and this year, and perhaps the year before too, I don't recall. But all of the money budgeted this year for resurfacing is out of TIF RID funds. So that limits the roadways that are eligible for the to utilize these monies. I can't speak to which roads throughout the city need paving and things like that, but it would be limited to roads that are either within these TIF RID districts that have funding, or roads that qualify for TIF RID funding, which would be your main thoroughfares, large connectors, streets like that. So a side street, for instance, outside of a TIF RID district would not qualify to utilize these TIF RID funds.
So those that don't qualify, when do they get their roads paved? You know
Again,
that.
I can't speak to when roads, what roads need paved and where they're at, but from a budgeting standpoint, this
Yeah.
year's budget is, the paving was only from TIF RID funds. No general capital monies were budgeted in 2026 for paving.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just, to add to that, I mean, the general fund is not able to support, and then, we're running out of TIF RID streets that have pavement, and then there's certain roads where there's curb and gutter programs that need to be done before we go pave. And to be quite honest with you, even in this project right here, as we continue to talk about the waterline project, if council chooses a route that will involve going down McCready, we're going to have conversations as to whether we're not going to want to pave this road this year if we're going to run a water line down it. So, because we're talking about in the school, for the school water project that was presented 2 weeks ago, looking at alternatives, and every alternative that will present will involve running a new 12-inch water main down McCready. So we may end up having to pull McCready this year from the paving project, because I don't want to pave a street and go back next year and then have to put a water line down through it.
Yeah.
But
I think
this
it's
was-
a whole,
McCready was already talked about, and this is part of the capital project. It has been a plan to pave it for quite some time, but, again, as to Mr. Brown's point in work session, these are things that happen and change that are ever evolving. and this is an ever-evolving thing. And again, to my staff's credit, getting the bids out early, we put in engineers' estimates based on what we think the prices are going to be, but when we put bids out early, we get better pricing. Now, we can always go back and see, but there's contingencies and everything else, so we may come back and say, hey, after we've made this project whole, we still have $700,000 left over. We can go bid some other streets if we can find some within the TIF-RID districts. But it's getting very difficult to pave and do things. Bridle Creek, for example, everyone knows every street in Bridle Creek needs paved. There's no TIF-RID district in Bridle Creek, so it's general fund money, and we're setting money aside for the next 3 years to pave Route 4 and State Route 63 from Corp Limit to Corp Limit. That's where all the general fund money will go to pave over the next 3 years. So it's very limited on where we can do this work because of the budgeting. And that's the challenge that we face in engineering, trying to put together solid programs.
I got a question. When are we going to discuss the water line issue?
Staff is working on the second proposal that council requested. We are trying to have that ready for the next meeting. Our consultant is working on that estimate.
Are we going to talk about that in Public Works?
That'll be presented to all of council. That's been presented in work session and Public Works Committee to date.
So do we have a Public Works scheduled for in a couple weeks or not?
We may need to hold that conversation till,
This is,
unless
I understand
it's
that,
tied
but
to the
he brought
resolution.
it up, so
Okay.
I'm asking questions. He brought up the water.
No, I know. I'm just wondering if that's something we can get more in-depth on at the end of the,
No, I just
in
want
the
to know if they're
comments.
going to have it by then.
okay.
We currently do not have a committee scheduled. We will be looking at the
Okay.
next series of meetings.
any other questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 21-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 21-2026.
I have a motion by Mr. Graves, or do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Brown, to adopt resolution number 21-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Ms. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graves.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Now, Mr. Hickman, I don't want you to, I don't want to feel like you were just pushed to the side. So did you get an answer to your question? Was that adequate for you?
I did get my answer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure you were
I mean,
good.
that's why we're up here to ask questions.
No, I understand. I just want to make sure you got your answer.
I did.
Okay. Resolution number 22-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution accepting the lowest and/or best bid submitted for the 2026 ADA ramp replacement program and authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract by and between the City of Monroe and Adlita Construction for said project.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt resolution? What? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay, I didn't speak clearly enough. I wanted to take a pause and just, in the spirit of good governance, ask if possible that Mr. Morton share just a little bit about how these sites are discovered. I learned it in my time onboarding into City Council, and I think that it's something that the community deserves to know, kind of what we're using in GIS information to understand where these priorities lie, just so that they know when and how we decide to spend this money. And on what locations.
Sure, thank you. So the city has our GIS department, and we've gone out and we've analyzed every ADA ramp in the city and gave it a passing or failing grade, and then built a dashboard in the GIS system, and that shows that it is a passing handicap ramp or it is a failing handicap ramp. And then we can build the system, and the system updates. We update the system every year with the pricing, and we're able to actually zoom in on an intersection that may have 4 handicap ramps, and it will tell us in 2027, when we're building that program, it'll tell us what it would have cost, what those dollars were in 2026, so that we can budget for that program. And then we take the ones that are the worst, the ones that are rated critical, we try to get done. And again, as it states in the legislation, this money is all TIF-RID money. So again, we're getting really close to having all the handicap ramps done in the TIF-RID neighborhoods. And we're going to have to, and I have spoke with Mr. Burton on this, that we're trying to budget $100,000 a year of general fund money to the ADA program so that we can work outside the TIF-RID districts and make improvements. The ADA program is something, it's perpetual. By the time we get this done, there's going to be others that are again failing and going to need replaced, right? If we were to go to replace every ADA ramp that needed replaced in our GIS database, we would spend somewhere around $1 million to $1.2 million to do that. And so, as every year we go through, we build that program early or late in the year, so we're ready to bid that project early the next year. Again, it's one of those, we got the bids out early with the paving bid, got good pricing. There's a lot of effort and technology that goes into coming up with this, right? And with the addition of GIS that the city's added, we have one of the very best GIS analysts in the state of Ohio, and we have one of the most robust GIS systems around. And so our paving program, our GIS program, our water system, we have very detailed records of these systems in GIS and are able to make all these determinations as to what infrastructure needs to be replaced.
Thank you so much for that additional context.
Any other questions? All right, do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 22-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 22-2026.
Thank you. I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Ms. Cloyd, to adopt resolution number 22-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hagedorn? Yes. Ms. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Resolution number 24-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution approving a then and now certificate in the amount of $108,403.93 to Stryker Sales Corporation for the purchase of a maintenance plan for the fire department equipment.
Thank you. Any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 24-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 24-2026.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Mr. Brown, to adopt resolution number 24-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. McElfresh?
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Resolution number 25-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Yoakum Fireworks for the July 4th, 2026 fireworks display.
Thank you. Any discussion on this resolution?
I did want to ask a question, if possible. I was reviewing the services that are included from this contractor and noticed that part of it includes the soundtrack that goes along with the display. I wondered if in those conversations, the conversation could please be had on whether or not the soundtrack could be live streamed outside of the park. There are so many community members who don't attend the park specifically to enjoy the fireworks. They watch them from their own driveways, their communities, or may even be in their homes, unable to view them, but may want to feel like they're still part of the party, as it were. And if you're not paying attention to the fireworks in the actual community park itself, it could feel like you're missing part of the show. So thinking back to the days when you could tap into WEBN to listen to the fireworks music while the fireworks were going off, it would be really interesting to me if we could add that to the services with this new contractor.
Is that something that you could bring back to public involvement? Is that possible, or?
Yeah, council, I'd like to get public involvement committee together to review a couple upcoming events so we can include this conversation with Yoakum prior to that committee getting together.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, though.
I have a couple questions. So the cost is $25,000. Is this what you guys been approving in the past?
It's increased.
A little, yeah.
What we've done in the
It's a
past.
little increase.
There was a council discussion to increase it, to have a bigger display since it's the American.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm just curious. And this is a different outfit doing this as well. Have they worked here before?
I don't know.
This vendor has not worked for the city of Monroe. However, we did check references within the region.
Okay.
All right, any other discussion items on this?
And I just want to make sure this is going to be done at Bicentennial Commons.
This year's event will be at Community Park, given the two projects that we have in Bicentennial with the pathways and the drainage repair. We did have early discussions with the committee about moving it to Bicentennial, but with the projects that we have identified in our capital program and some electrical needs for food trucks, we're likely about 2 years out before we can make that adjustment.
I was trying to figure out what I was looking at. It was in the packet.
Forgive me, this might not be the time, but being new to council, I'd like to make sure that any conversations around moving the location, we maybe put to some sort of a community vote, thinking through just the feasibility of extended parking at Monroe Community Park versus Bicentennial Park. There's a traffic element to if they were to park in the community across the street and then have to cross that street in order to get there. And again, thinking through just traditionally the communities that have really enjoyed it being at Community Park, being able to watch it from their own driveways. Yes, I am speaking from a position of bias. I can watch it from my own driveway, my own cul-de-sac, and I don't think that I would attend or enjoy the fireworks in the same way if it were relocated to Bicentennial Commons, and I want to give the community a chance to voice their own opinion before we make a definite move.
Understood. Yes, there are many discussions that would need to happen. An additional item in relation to parking, we talked about the need for lighting and the additional cost of portable lighting until our lighting systems would be upgraded to support this type of event in Bicentennial.
So the reason I asked is because in the packet, it shows a proposed site plan that was sent to us with a big river, and I'm pretty sure Community Park don't have a big river next to it.
Depends on how hard it rains.
Unless it rains.
I think the hope was always that it was going to end up there
One day.
because
That's
we've
why I'm asking.
outgrown the
That's-
community
that's why
park,
I'm
and that's
asking the
part of
question.
the issue. Yeah.
Because it was on there and I was
Right.
surprised.
You were excited, weren't you?
Well.
Is it possible that it was just the creek? I don't remember seeing a body of water in that way in the image that I saw. Maybe it was just the creek that runs
No,
next to.
no, it's
No?
river.
It was a
All
river.
right, my bad.
Yeah. I just figured that was.
Well, I just
the
want to
wrong
make sure,
picture.
you know, that we get
Good question, though.
the right information.
Good question.
You know, that's why I ask questions.
Okay, is there any other discussion on this subject? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 25-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 25-2026.
I have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, seconded by Ms. Cloyd, to adopt resolution number 25-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hickman,
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Ms. McElfresh.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution number 26-2026. Please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution authorizing an increase to the professional services fee agreement with the Kleingers Group Incorporated for Phase 1 engineering services for the Gateway Boulevard Extension and Butler Warren Road Improvements Project for an amount not to exceed $175,000.
All right, thank you. Any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 26-2026?
I move to adopt resolution number 26-2026.
I have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
Geez. Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Graves, a seconded by Mr. Hickman to adopt resolution number 26-2026. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Cloyd,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Sure.
Mr. Graves,
Yes.
Mr. Hagedorn,
No.
Ms. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, moving on to administrative reports. Do we have any administrative reports this evening?
Good evening, members of council. I have two items this evening. The next CIC meeting is this Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the administrative conference room here at the city building. Second item, I want to take a minute to thank our clerk of council for her work on special event planning. Beth has brought our team together to develop new ideas that we will be bringing to the Public Involvement Committee for both Memorial Day and the America 250 July 4th celebration. Thank you, Beth.
Yes, I agree. Anything else, Mr. Lester?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone on council have anything they'd like to discuss this evening?
I do.
Yes?
You know, we don't live stream the work sessions, but we had a work session with the discussion of the 12-inch water line that went through Majors Farms. And I think it would be beneficial for us to live stream council work sessions so we get, I'm going to say, that we can go back and listen to it ourselves. So I'd like to move to live stream all council work sessions from this point on.
I will second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to live stream our work sessions. Can we have a roll call on that, please?
Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
Mr. Graves,
No.
Mr. Hagedorn,
Yes.
Ms. McElfresh,
Yes.
Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Ms. Cloyd?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else?
I have one question to start with. Mr. Lester, where do we stand at correcting the non-contract with our city engineer?
I don't have that information in front of me. I will research that and provide an update to council.
Can I have some context?
I did a background check on that because I stumbled across this information that there was no contract for our city engineer. On looking for some other stuff and found that out, and I did a records request, and all of that information was provided basically to me verbally that there is no contract, and that there was never a vote by council to approve the position, which would have been their only say-so on that, to bring the position forward on city payroll. And I communicated this to Mr. Lester and the law director at one point, and was told to me that they were going to rectify it. It's never been rectified. And with the prior council, I didn't feel that there was a point to really try to bring it up because I think it would have just been lost and not been anywhere. And I think there's fresh faces, new voices of concern, and that's why I'm bringing it forward now.
Yeah, thank you for context. Do you mind if I ask, do you have an approximate date of when you brought this to attention?
I discovered it and did the background check on that, I want to say, or the records request back in May of last year. And there was some email communication, I think, through maybe July or August, and then it just tailed off. But with the way the direction of the old council was, I felt there was no point to bring it forward.
Sure. Thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, I will say, just historically speaking, I know that we tried, and Todd, you were part of that, I believe, a while back, where I think we did a search or a hunt. We tried to fill that position historically, and we just never did. But Bill Brock, who was our past city manager, was also, I believe, an engineer. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but this was always my understanding. He served in that capacity as that role because he was licensed to do so. So we kind of put that on hold, went on to try and fill some finance positions and things like that. So it shouldn't be the
Someone
case
gets hired
now.
into a position, it should have been approved by us
I'm not
one
saying
way-
it's okay.
one way, shape, form, or another. It
Right.
doesn't matter how we got here. It matters that it was not done properly.
I agree. I'm not arguing that fact, so I just wanted to give you that background context that we never really did anything because Bill was already the engineer. So, and we had a contract with him. So that's kind of where that left off. I don't know, once Bill left and we had a new city manager, we had a lot of new positions, and that very well could have fallen through the cracks, so.
And then the other question I'll ask, I guess, towards council, I'm sure you hopefully all read the email. I've been back and forth with Larry and the law director on trying to propose or bring forward a motion to try to limit the amount of building permits that we can do. And I feel that I've run into a brick wall, and it doesn't seem like it wants to be talked about in work sessions or anything, so I'll just bring it forward to the public. I don't know how everyone else feels about it. Basically, my idea behind this is our water, our sewer, our roads cannot handle the building that could possibly happen with some of the proposed land developments in this area, and I'm trying to steady the growth instead of it being a mass growth. As the school has stated, they cannot handle a mass growth. They would prefer a slow and steady, and what we've been doing is giving them enough. Sometimes we're falling short, sometimes we're over, and that's where I'm looking at wanting to try to do something to do the study that we need to do that was proposed by the law director to look at what we need to do, if this is even something possible, to try to steady the growth instead of it being a mass growth with the one, forgive me, I know there's 900 different names for it. I don't know the name of the property that's behind, on Cincinnati Dayton Road behind Clubhouse. that one in particular, you're looking at 600 building permits.
I think we're calling that one Cornerstone? Is that?
I don't know what it's,
Yeah,
you know.
just
but-
for
And I
record.
know there's some other things that could potentially happen that are bigger developments. Tall Oaks is another one that's 200-plus neighborhoods. If all of that's built at, per se, one time, I don't know if it will be or it won't be. It's just an awful lot. And it's massive growth that could potentially hit us all at once, which I don't think that we need to do.
For sure.
So-
Mr. Haggerty, I would share publicly that I would support you in any sponsorship and movement forward on that. I would similarly, and being new to council, I wouldn't even know how to approach this, so it's a good learning opportunity for me too. But I similarly have been interested in a potential moratorium on business types, not only to be a little bit better designed with what business types we're allowing that may already be saturated, but also may already be competitive with very well-established businesses. Examples of those I would include are gas stations, car washes, dispensaries, which I know we already previously had a moratorium on, but it may be worth an extension. Auto supply shops, repair shops, tire and oil change shops, automotive sales and service shops, personal storage, and anything else that we might come up with along the way.
All right, so is this something that we might be able to discuss? I feel like this is a work session topic where you could bring us some of this information. We could sit down as a body and talk this through in that setting. Is that possible? What we can and cannot do. I will tell you, I have mixed emotions on it, okay? And the only reason I say that is that when we went to the joint school board meeting, what I walked away from that meeting with was the school saying, keep doing what you're doing. That's what I heard. So if other people heard a different message, I would be curious to talk more about that. But what I heard from the school was that what we've been doing to keep on that path.
But we haven't built a neighborhood of this size, and there's other.
But they knew about all those numbers. They were presented with
And it
all
was
of
also
that.
stated that they cannot handle the massive growth at that meeting.
I think
They
there's a
can
difference
handle a
between what is
steady
known and
growth,
what
they
is not
cannot handle
known.
a mass growth,
Well,
is what was stated.
Correct. The difference is, to your point, is limiting it on a per year basis to worst case scenario, it's all built next year, for example. We all kind of have an assumption it's not, and it won't be, because a neighborhood's not going to come all together at one time. It's going to pace it out. But from what I took from the meeting at the school board as well, was they need a certain number.
Right.
Correct? But we also don't need 1,000.
Correct.
I think it also ties in well with tonight's topic, you know, the TIF-RID money, and that's really all we have to repave older roads. And if they're outside those TIF-RID districts, we don't have any funding right now to repave and redo any of these roads. So if we're not managing growth responsibly, we're putting excess strain on roads, that are going to be covered in Monroe that we don't have the funding to pay to upgrade. And that's just going to kind of compile on top of each other.
I think this is probably worthy of, some more information from the city, from, whatever sources we need to get it from. But I would love for this to be a work session topic. Is that possible?
Well, I asked for that, and I was under the assumption that it was going to be this meeting, and it didn't happen.
Can we
I've
have this
been
be the
working on this
topic
since
of
October.
a
and it
new
got
work,
involved.
of our next work session? Is that possible?
Yes, this can be a work session topic.
Okay. And I just think that gives staff time to get us the information, to have a presentation, to share factually with us what can't happen. If we do this, this is what it means, all of those kinds of things. So a true presentation on this subject matter, and I think that would be good for all of us. Does anyone disagree with that? Okay.
I would add on.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would like it to be sooner rather than later. Like
I
I said,
understand.
I've been working on this and trying to get somewhere since October.
Well-
And it's kind of important in my perspective of the things that are potential and that may happen here soon, instead of kicking the can down the road, which is what I feel that has been presented to me, that it's been one thing after another, that we can't do this, and we need to do this, but no one is
Well, and I
trying
think
to
having
cooperate
legal
with
weigh
me.
in on that will be important as well. Just legally, what, you know, what does that mean?
I'll add to it, I would also like to know what the survey, you'd mentioned, you know, doing surveys for the utilities and roads and those things. I'd like to know what that entails, what the cost will be for that, so that we have an understanding, so we're not coming to the work session and then saying, yes, let's do this, and now we're further down the line, right?
Right, which I've asked for that information, and that's
Yeah.
never been provided, or we've never wanted to go anywhere with it.
Okay, so great topic for our next work session, Mr. Lester, right? Okay, great. And I did have one thing I wanted to bring up this evening because I feel it is time sensitive. And I would like very much for council to support a letter, a communication going to Butler County Commissioners and the prosecutor and anyone else that needs to receive it at that level, expressing Monroe's concerns over having a data center in Lemon Township, and that we do not support that endeavor. Is that something we can send out readily, if council supports it? Mr. Lester, is that something that can be sent out?
Yes, would council like to see a draft
Yes,
before we
I
send?
would. I think everybody would like to read it before it goes out, if it's from us.
As long as it doesn't delay any sense of urgency, because I do think it is very time sensitive.
Is that going to be something that we all need to sign off on, or is that just gonna come from the city sign off with
Well, I think
city council support?
that's the question. Do you want it to come from the council, or do you want it to come from the city, or both?
Both. I think
I
it
would
should come
prefer
from both.
But I'm just looking at time, essence of time, of
Right.
trying to get 7 signatures could be, delay the whole process.
Well, I mean, it could be here, we could stop in and just sign it, like on a lunch break or something, or, you know, have a coordinated time to just get our signatures. I will make the effort to sign that whenever it becomes available. So I can bring it to you. I can do whatever. but-
I'll make a motion that we should send a letter to Butler County authorities, the commissioners and prosecutor and whoever else may need it, basically directing that we do not support any type of data center, if it's even in the works of being planned, anything in the future, or any future development or development that may be in
Correct.
process.
All of the above.
I don't know what wording needs to be there, just so it covers everything.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Mr. Hickman
Okay.
seconded.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it, so moved. Thank you very much.
Real quick, apparently we did have a soundtrack during the bicentennial celebration, so
Yep.
it should be, we should be fine with that, if you can get them to do it. But that was with Rozzy, so it was live streamed also on Facebook, so.
We did that for the bicentennial, so I know it's possible. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hickman.
Anything else from anyone? Hearing nothing, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it, so moved. Meeting adjourned. Thank